Hi everyone, good morning. Glad to have you here with us on this Tuesday. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We want to get right to some breaking news this morning. We do have reports of some school delays this morning.
That's right. So there are a few districts that we're taking a look at now. They are Quincy, Ephrata, Moses Lake, and Soap Lake school districts. These school districts are currently on a 2-hour delay.
They are reporting delays due to hazardous road conditions.
So of course, we'll continue to update you throughout the morning here on Up with KREM with the very latest information. And as always, you can go to our website, KREM.com as well.
Now let's get outside to meteorologist Jeremy Legoo telling us a little bit more about what the weather looks like in these areas across the inland northwest. Jeremy, because here locally in the Spokane area, and mainly just kind of wet and bare roads.
Yeah, you know, it's that kind of situation this morning with our temperatures hovering just above freezing. We're at 33 degrees at the airport, a little warmer in downtown, so we don't really have to worry about some of that ice. But watch what happens as you move your way out to the west. Moses Lake, it is fog, but with temperatures down below freezing, it's freezing fog. And if you head just north of Moses Lake, you'll find yourself in Ephrata, just a little bit out to the west, Quincy, and then Soap Lake's out there. And in those locations, it's actually a little bit colder and the fog is actually a little more dense. And so what that's doing is causing some slick road conditions, especially following some of the moisture we saw yesterday. Temperatures above freezing in Coeur d'Alene and Sandpoint early this morning. And as we move through the day, we'll see more snow in high elevations, and it's really going to pile up. Winter weather advisory is in effect for 4 to 7 inches of it up and over Lookout Pass. Moves out this afternoon as we continue to watch that cold air funnel in. So you remember it was colder out to our west. Well, with westerly wind, we'll continue to watch our temperatures kind of fall. We've already hit our high today. That was 38 early this morning. This afternoon, we're in the mid 30s, and by tonight, we're back down below freezing.
Now getting to our big story of the morning, the verdict is in. A Spokane County jury has found a Cheney man guilty of murdering his wife in 2018 by poisoning her ice cream.
So while some are relieved by the jury's decision, others say they're still in disbelief.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Mr. David LaRue Pettis, guilty of the crime of premeditated murder in the first degree as charged.
David Pettis was found guilty of killing his wife Peggy by lacing her ice cream with lethal amounts of prescription drugs.
Peggy's niece spoke with KREM 2 after the verdict was read. Katrina Mabe says her family felt relief with the decision, but no matter the outcome, it would not be easy for her family.
This is a very rough time for our family. Dave was a part of our family for 35 years. We are relieved that there's a resolution, and we hope that our family can now go forward with healing.
Right after the judge left the courtroom, Pettis' daughter Elizabeth ran to hug her father, and she insists he is not guilty of murdering her mother.
I feel awful. I feel even more awful than I did before. Because I know that my dad didn't kill her, and it certainly wasn't premeditated.
Pettis is now in custody at Spokane County Jail. His sentencing is set for January 12th.
Well, if you happen to be walking by Spokane City Hall this morning, you might notice that there are a lot of tents in the area, and it's all part of a protest that's organized by Jules Helping Hands.
That's right. So this morning, KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez is in downtown Spokane right now. Nicole, tell us what you're seeing and what they say the goal of this protest is.
Tim, Channing, I want to give a little bit of context for the protests first because it is cold this morning. We're sitting at 36 degrees right now, and that's seasonably pretty warm for this time of year. I'm bundled up. You can obviously see my breath, and it's still chilly, so that is one of the big reasons that this protest is happening this morning, and it's been happening for days now. So take a look behind me here. You can see we have over 70 tents here and over 100 people just camping outside of City Hall here, specifically protesting to have the city open new shelters for people experiencing homelessness, like I mentioned, especially during this cold weather. So according to the advocacy group Jules Helping Hands, the city scrambles every year to open a warming shelter when temperatures drop, despite having plenty of money to do so. Organizer Julie Garcia says they can no longer watch people suffer because of the city's inaction.
These guys are dying out here. We are not sure how to address this. We've tried doing it every means necessary. We've sent emails, we've come down here, we've talked to people, but no one seems to pay attention until they actually have to see homelessness.
On the other hand, though, the city of Spokane says the shelter system is not full. In fact, over the past 3 nights, the city says 90 to 100 beds have gone unused and available at low barrier shelters. City leaders say they'll continue to monitor the situation to ensure the health and safety of everyone and to maintain access to nearby businesses. Now, a similar protest took place back in 2018. Demonstrators set up about 24 tents in front of City Hall in late November. Spokane police and city crews cleared that encampment. Now, here in 2021, Jules Helping Hands says the only way they can think to really get the city's attention at this point is asking all of these, all the people experiencing homelessness to set up their tents, set up their encampments right here at City Hall. They say they will be here 24/7 every single day until the city does something. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
It's time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
Happening today, the man accused of randomly shooting at people at a Post Falls gas station will be back in court. 2 men were hurt in that shooting, and both are expected to recover. 32-year-old Tyson Sturkle is facing 12 charges. During his first court appearance, his bond was set at $2 million.
Right now in Washington, there is a severe lack of hospital beds, but it's not because of COVID. Several hospitals and healthcare systems can't discharge patients because they say there aren't enough doctors and nurses available to care for people with complex long-term care needs.
One of the trends that we are seeing is nurses especially leaving their regular hospital employer and going to agencies because they can make more money.
The State Hospital Association says even some people who are waiting for surgery are receiving care in hallways or waiting days for a room.
Real estate experts from across the country released a new plan to increase Spokane's housing supply. The counselors of real estate made recommendations for more multi-family housing options. Only 0.5% of new housing built in Spokane over the past decade were duplexes or townhomes.
We did notice that Spokane is a city of single-family houses. That's very predominant.
It also says the city needs to increase its staffing in its housing departments.
Safeway is on a mission to make it easier for people with SNAP benefits to access healthy food online. The grocery store chain is piloting a new program allowing customers who receive SNAP benefits to get groceries through the Safeway mobile app.
Since COVID began, we know that for health reasons, for convenience reasons, for childcare reasons, people have needed to have options that allow them to shop more safely and more conveniently. And other folks can do it. Anyone with a credit card or a debit card has been able to do it. We just haven't been able to be able to do it with SNAP benefits.
For a list of all of the participating locations, just text the word Safeway to 509-448-2000. We'll send you a link right to your phone.
Heads up, if you haven't shipped your holiday packages yet, now is the time to do so. The deadline for USPS retail ground shipping is tomorrow. The deadline for first class package shipping is on Friday. The priority mail deadline is on Saturday, and the deadline for priority mail express shipping is on December 23rd. And that's a look at your morning rush.
And I'm proud of my roots, and I'm proud of, we made it from the basement to the big time, and I'm absolutely honored.
Spokane has a new champion, and she is not forgetting where she came from.
It is time for your wake-up call. Today, we're mixing things up because a mischievous elf is taking over Up with KREM.
That's right, but the question is, can you spot the elf on the shelf? There you are, we see you. Now, while you go ahead and look, send us the best hiding spots where you've seen the elf make an appearance at your house. You can text those to us at 509-448-2000 or by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media.
He's got to do weather now.
He does.
He's going to be in the outdoor weather center.
Put him to work.
Do weather. Yeah, he's out in the elements. Speaking of out in the elements, we want to take you outside now for a live look at Schweitzer Mountain right now. You can see the sun is beginning to rise and we're seeing all of that snow. We say good morning to you, Inland Northwest. Happy Tuesday. I want to give a shout out to our friends and our viewers in Ephrata, Colville, Northport, and Hayden this morning. So glad you're waking up with us. Let us know where you're watching from this morning. Text us at 509-448-2000.